Hold up.
All right, we'll edit.
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of screwed.
What do you mean?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Looking cute, bro.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Board Report. I'll be your host, Ryan.
And I'm Jeff.
We're sorry for the little bit of a hiatus for the past week or so. It'd be like
But
that.
we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're going to be uploading regularly again. We've got a pretty good episode for you guys today. A bit shorter than usual. We don't have an interview today. We're just going to be doing our regular segments. We hope you enjoy. So if you want to start us off, Jeff, with the movie of the day, go on ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, what was it? A couple of days ago. It was over the weekend. I watched a movie called A Quiet Place with my family. And oh my gosh, what an awesome movie. The director is John Krasinski. If you don't know John, he's Jim from The Office. So The Quiet Place takes place in like this post-apocalyptic Earth setting, and these creatures who hunt using sound to locate their prey, basically just terrorize the Earth. And like Jim, or I should say John, and his family must survive and protect their kids at all costs, and at the meantime try to fight back against these monsters. I'd totally give it a 9 out of 10 stars. It's so great. It keeps you at the edge of your seat the entire time, and you never break your attention. Then, like, you're at the edge of your seat the entire time, and it always keeps you, like, tense.
That's cool. That's awesome. One of my favorite about your segment, Jeff, is that every single episode you use a different rating score. Like sometimes it's 4 out of 5 Jeff points. I think episode 3 it was just pretty good, and it warms my heart. Anyways, I'm gonna be bringing us a jazz fusion album. We've got Chaz Bundok meets the Madsen 2, Star Stuff. This is one of Jeff and my favorite albums. One of the standout. Yes, it's pretty fantastic. I got the CD version because it comes with 3 bonus tracks, and it's fantastic. If you like jazz fusion, you'll like it. It's got a lot of indie pop elements too, so if you like something like that, you might enjoy this as well. It's definitely worth checking out.
There's a tune on there called JBS, and it's Ryan. I showed it to Ryan, and Ryan and I are just jamming the entire time. It's such a great song, and it's out of this world. Like it's amazing, and just the groove, the drum and bass is just so like tight, and it's just so like loose feeling, and just you have to really listen to it to really like experience it for yourself. It's so great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Fun thing. It's there's Toro Yumoy, I believe is how you say it, as well as the Madsen 2, which is a pair of identical twins. One plays guitar, one plays drums. It's pretty fantastic combination. But yeah, you guys should check that out. We could move on over to what we got for band reminders. Jeff, what have you got for us today?
I'd like to just celebrate. So congratulations to Alan Medina, Josephine Mascarenas, and Jillian Mendez for our next year's drum majors. Woo!
That's awesome.
So yeah, congratulations to them. Absolutely. We know the band next year is going to be great with them taking charge for the marching band. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to come back and see what's going on.
Yeah. I just hope Alan doesn't burn it down,
Oh, yeah. Mr. I, watch Alan.
For some community positivity, there was some good news, and we haven't really talked much about the coronavirus, just to steer away from the negative side. But in good news on it, a 99-year-old World War II veteran beat the coronavirus. And he couldn't have done it without the help of countless healthcare workers all around the country, all around our world, that have been giving everything that they can, taking time away from their families and friends to just spend all their time on this. And I think we'd speak for everyone when we say thank you to everyone who does that. you have anyone in your family who are very appreciative for everything that they do.
Mm-hmm.
A little fact about the veteran who beat it: he was wounded and he spent 3 years as a prisoner of war, and he's going to turn 100 this summer thanks to those healthcare workers who helped him out. We'll have a link to the article below for that. And Jeff, if you want the next one.
Yeah. So families all over the U.S. are starting to put up their Christmas decorations again. Surprisingly, let's see. Lane Grindle, the broadcaster for the Milwaukee Brewers, he tweeted a little while ago. He said, "Well, if we put up our Christmas lights back up." Kind of interesting, right? Mm-hmm. He said it's a good social distancing activity. Just kind of go in your cars, cruise, and see all these Christmas lights. So it's just basically help liven the mood a little bit and help for the kids really. And so if you have any Christmas decorations, I highly recommend putting those up now. I personally always enjoy going to those big mansions and seeing those huge, just really elaborate Christmas decorations. Shout out to Tom Schluckbeer. He has the craziest Christmas decorations ever. From what I heard, they even rent out radio station and play music. So you go to the house and you tune in, and the music that plays in your car corresponds to the lights at their house, and it's just so awesome. I went there once. It was breathtaking.
It's pretty.
And so if you have Christmas decorations, highly recommend putting them up.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. In great news, today is National Prime Rib Day, so do with that what you will. And then yeah. So as you can see, Jeff and I are wearing our college shirts, so we're just gonna do a little bit of a back and forth interview between the two of us here, because I'm sure you guys might have some questions about where we're going, what we're gonna be doing. So Jeff, if I could just start with you here. So have you committed to U of I? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so not too long ago, there was a little mess up with my application and the acceptance process and everything. But officially, not too long ago, I got accepted to the University of Illinois for jazz studies, and I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna commit soon, officially, but of course by the deadline. And I'm just so excited. It's U of I has such an awesome music reputation, and the jazz music teacher, Tito Carrillo, I believe that's his last name. I could be really off, but he's just a madman. I remember seeing him. So when I was in the D54 jazz band, I remember I was playing, and I saw the combo, and Tito was there, and I was just so blown away by just his virtuosity and just the way he played. And so now that I have the chance to really study with him, I'm just so lucky and just so excited just to the new perspective and just the things I'll learn in the years to come.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, how about you, man? Where are you going?
So I committed to Butler in Indianapolis, and I'm going to be studying under Professor John Crabiel. And I really fell in love with the school when I visited in November or so. And I got to watch their percussion ensemble perform. They were getting new pieces this day, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to see anything too cool. And in 40 minutes, they sight read 3 different pieces. It was nothing. And in my years, they sounded almost performance ready. I haven't had that experience yet to really get to that level. And I'm very excited to start this August. Yeah.
That's awesome. So they literally sight read on stage?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They were just rehearsing. Wow. It was fantastic, yeah.
Dang, that's amazing. And I can only imagine, like you said, it's basically almost performance ready. I can't imagine the skill they have at I'm sure Butler has a great percussion program, and it's I can't imagine just on stage right there, the stage fright, the pressure, and then on top of that, your sight reading, it's and then it's just that quality of performance, that's outstanding.
Yeah, it's really good for everybody to have that chance to see people performing at higher levels than where we're at the moment, because you could really see, hey, where do I want to be in 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, like anything like that. If you want to set a goal, you have to see what the greats are doing, and pretty cool to have that opportunity.
Absolutely. Like I remember you and I we went to go see Chick Corea in Chicago. Uh, when was that? It was like
It's about November.
December. And sorry, my screen went out there. But yeah, it was like in December or something like that. And we were just so blown away. It was like the virtuosity. It was Chick Corea, Brian McBlade, and Christian McBride,
Yeah,
and that trio. And it was just so mind blowing. Just the virtuosity on stage.
we just kind of sat back in our seats, just like slack jawed for an hour and a half, and
Literally.
it's just fantastic. We also saw Wynton Marsalis.
Mm-hmm.
See concerts.
Yeah,
See great people live. It'll change your perspective.
it's absolutely. Mm-hmm. And even now during these times, all these members, all these musicians are doing virtual things. I know Marcel Billinger. He's up and coming. I got to study with him a little bit while I was at Birch Creek.
Jeff is gone. Long live the king.
Yes. So earlier I was saying, a lot of these musicians, the CSO jazz people, like the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra, the individuals of Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra, Victor Garcia himself.
Yeah.
They're doing live Zoom calls or live like performances via Zoom or via Facebook or whatever. Marcel Bellinger, he's an up and coming trumpeter based in Philadelphia, I believe. I had this chance to study with him at Birch Creek, but he has a band going on, and he's going live on YouTube. Actually, I think at this moment as we speak. Yeah, and so not only you can see these people via the internet, even though all of this is going on and it's all hectic and everything's kind of a little closed right now, and we can't really go to where we want to. These musicians are making it possible to hear their art via the internet, and it's just such an awesome way for people to do it. It's just really innovative and very creative.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I'm kind of curious myself, because I don't know if we've ever really talked much about it. What got you into music? Did you have a really musical upbringing?
Actually, no. I'm within my family, I'm the very first musician in the family. So I know some very distant family members like dabbled in it, but I was the first one to actually fully pursue it. And so when I think it was really in middle school, my band director in middle school, shout out to Mr. Hansen, he kind of showed me the beauty of music, and just the whole playing something just so beautifully together, just multiple people playing together is so beautiful. And then in 8th grade, I was fortunate enough to join the District 54 Jazz Band, and it just kind of showed me not only can you create something beautiful, but you can also create beautiful friendships and relationships, such as you and I, through music, and that's the awesome thing I love about music. Is not only the beauty of music, but also the community. The community is great, and it's so supportive and so awesome. And that's really kind of what drove me to music, just the people within who actually make music and just the beauty of it. Every day
Absolutely.
I'll go every day I'll go for like a 30-minute drive and just, put on some just tunes and tunes, just listening. And I just, it's such an awesome feeling, just, either listening to new music or listening to, some old music and just jamming out. And it's just so awesome. And recently, really, is when I got to discover the ability to express myself through music. When I think it was sophomore year, this is when I really started up my own combo, and that's where I really began to discover just how beautiful it is, and just how expressive you could be just through your own improvisation. So yeah, it's long story short, it's just the beauty of just making music with others is just what drove me to continue music. How about you, man? I know you started off in an orchestra, right? So tell me about that.
So I started playing instruments when I was in first grade. At kids from Dooley, they'll remember this. They had their early instrumental education. So kids at Dooley had the opportunity to take violin. So I studied with the late Miss Donahue up until fourth grade. And then fifth grade, I switched schools. I went over to Campanelli. And fifth grade, I started playing the piano over at the CRC with my old piano teacher, Miss Carol Bryant. And she might have been one of the people that really pushed me to work a lot harder than I was at the time. Because I didn't stick with violin because I didn't see success, because I didn't work hard at it. And that's a typical story with a lot of people. And that's something that you hate to see it, for sure.
Yeah.
And Carol Bryant, or Miss Bryant, she really pushed me hard, and I needed that push. And I learned a lot from my piano lessons. I did them for a couple years. I started doing violin as well back up in seventh grade, and that's when it ended. I'm like, at this point, for a couple years, I've been like, I really want to do the drums. All I want to do is play percussion. But I didn't know enough about how to get into the band program because I was not involved in it. And I remember the summer before high school started for me, my mom helped me out. She reached out to Mr. Graffio, emailed him and said, hey, my son has never played percussion before. He's got a background in music. Would you be willing to let him join? And Mr. Graffio gave me the shot. And I remember I showed up to auditions, and they're like, do you know what a xylophone is? And I looked at it and I'm like, I do now. And I played eights really roughly. I know phone ensemble, xylophone, but not xylophone 1, xylophone 2.
Oh boy.
And it wasn't where I hoped to be, but like, hey, I was just starting out. I needed to start there for sure. But starting at the bottom really made me want to do better, So I worked my butt off. I was kind of in a lucky position. There was 3 seniors on tenors that year that were on their way out, so they needed to fill 3 slots. And I'm like, I'm getting one of those slots. I don't care. I'm gonna work for it. I'm gonna show them I want it. I'm gonna earn it. And I worked my butt off on it, and I made tenors my sophomore year. And yeah, the rest is kind of history.
That's really, really amazing. You literally started percussion. Not many people know. You started percussion off freshman year. I mean? And now here you are, senior year, for captain of the percussion. Percussion captain, I should say, or I think that's the title. Yeah, but that's just so awesome how you went from barely knowing xylophone to being one of the drum captains. There you go.
And I can't really claim all the credit on myself. I wouldn't have gotten anywhere close to where I've been able to get to without the help of every percussionist that came before me. My freshman year, I had an intern, Nicole Zagorski. She was a percussionist, and she was kind of in the position that I had been. Her freshman year, she started on flute. and she wanted to do front ensemble. And she worked her butt off, got on front ensemble the next year, switched from flute, became percussion, and she excelled. She became very good at it. And then she really helped me out any chance she could. She gave me lessons. She taught me a lot, and she graduated that year. But even then, like in years after, she's came back and helped me out. And she taught me four mallets. She taught me a lot of the techniques I know. It's reaching out to people that really leaves an impact, and like, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I love about the music community in general. It's just so supportive, and like, you know, I mean, it's like it's really just like it's like people are always willing to give you a helping hand, you know what I mean? And that's what I love about it so much. It's always supportive, and if you need help, there's always people out there who you can ask, who will always, you know, be there to have your back if you need help. That's why I really love about the music community in general. And but like you said, you had you had upperclassmen teachers help you out. So tell me, like, when you were younger and as a freshman, what was your relationship like with the upperclassmen? Like, just like dynamically wise, just, you know, I know you got lessons from Nicole, but throughout the years, you know, how has your relationship kind of grown with the upperclassmen?
So from that class, if I can name people that I have like still talked to in years past, the people that like had the biggest impact was probably, of course, Brandon Maynock. He got on tenors. He helped me out. He's a fantastic dude. I think he's studying to become a dentist now, but he's
Really?
Elliot Ross. He's a fantastic dude. I'm saying fantastic a lot, but these people really meant a lot to me. They showed me a lot. They shaped me into the person I am today. Elliot was a fantastic drum kit player. He played for the jazz ensemble, and it was seeing him play kit just like melted my brain in the simplest terms. Other than that, there was Sebastian Lopez. He was captain for a little bit, but not too long. He's a really good kid. He taught me a lot on tenors, and one of the things that he taught me more than anybody else was just to be fluid when I play, in a sense, you know, to be more creative. But yeah, having that mentorship from the young people really helped out, and I do still keep in touch with these people, and I'm grateful that I had that chance. And I hope that, I'm sure Jeff hopes the same thing, that we've had an impact of equal or greater value than we had when we were freshmen, you know?
Absolutely.
Be able to help someone like that means a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I remember going to my freshman year. One of the trumpeters, her name's Abby Flederman.
Yeah.
She was amazing. She showed me just like her tone was just so amazing, and I in my opinion, and she was just she was just, you know, her tone was amazing, and she just taught me just kind of what it meant to be a leader in general. You know, she was one of the best section leaders the section has ever had, and at least the trumpet section has ever had, and she taught me just community. And when I was a freshman, there was a guy named Matt Aberman, and he showed me just like what it means just to be like a nice guy and just to others, you know what I mean? Nice guy to others, and just, you know, to everybody else, and just like kind of like striving forward to do your best. That's what he taught me. And there's other players, people like Josh Kim, who taught me just kind of always push your envelope and just keep pushing yourself forward. You know, and I really, really aspired to that, is like, and just always push myself to be greater. You know, like, you're always going to have your little divots in terms of your playing or in terms of your life in general. But just always just keeping pushing that envelope to do your best. He's taught me that for sure. And like, you can't be you can never be satisfied with yourself. There's always something to improve on. It's kind of a crazy way to think, but it's like kind of a good way to think a little bit too. Just kind of always pushing yourself to do more and never be satisfied with yourself. That's what he taught me. And then, but I had so many people who, upperclassmen, who just taught me things over the years, and which I'm so grateful for. And I'm sure going to college, we're gonna have this whole experience over again, which I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a really great message to leave this off on. The idea of always pushing yourself to get better. It's pretty fantastic. Personally, I think Jeff and I are going to push ourselves to get better with our uploading schedule.
For sure.
We'll see you guys again pretty soon. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Have a good one. See you guys.